Well, another exciting video, isn't it? Same day, guys. It's 8:09 in the morning, West Coast time for a Sunday, the 15th of February, 2026. We were John C. Roseman, California. Diary agreement name John Weaver, which is me. Can you believe I had to buy this shit just to deal with my shoulder injury? Biofreeze. Doesn't do shit. Aloe vera and menthol. It's supposed to do something for the arm. Didn't do shit. But I also have to take my antibiotics. So we were talking. We were talking about a lot of things. Trying to stay away from the Trump, but just getting into memories. And shout out to the artist recovering. We'll bury him alive like the worm he is with all my links. So I was in junior high. What was it, 79 to 81? We're going to Patrick Henry Junior High, and 79, the first semester was being bussed over there, but then we lost a house in Arleta. We had to move out. We had to find another place, so we did. A cheaper place, hopefully, closer to a high school. All right, guys, we've been trying to keep track of the geography and the land and the places I'm putting it through. I'm using the Google Maps for current stuff, but for the older memories, I'm using Google Earth. Program's helping me out a lot because it has black and white images, but it does have images of what streets looked like during those days. Just not the current technology that we can actually zoom in on a house and look at it from the front. No, it doesn't have that. But it has the overview. It does have the overhead. And I need that. So, my family had moved. My brother, during that time, when I was going to junior high, went into the Navy. So, it was my grandmother, my aunt. Oh, let's jump on that one. Because in 79, and my birthday month, Emma died. Devastated our family. And it was going to be a year of changes that we didn't like anyway. I mean, yeah, I was 78, 79. Graduated out of elementary school. And I remember, no, it was 79. 76, 79. Okay, that was it. Fourth, fifth, okay. She died before I got out of elementary school. Grandma was with us. Mom and Grandma were grieving like crazy. They would argue with each other. But Grandma was going to be staying with Ma. So Ma was going to be taking care of two people. Ma was still doing state employment, taking care of Grandma. Money was going to be tight, but she tried to manage as best as she could. But we did have food stamps and we had stuff. Found a place. The church group across the street was buying the property, so they were kicking us out. They didn't want the pastor to live across the street. Made a deal with the landlord, and that's why we got out. But we found a place, and they were moving us out to a neighborhood called Whitaker. Not Whitaker, but McKeever, out in Granada Hills, right by John F. Kennedy High School. Landmark would be the 14 freeway, guys. Not the 14 freeway. The 118. 118. I've been out here for so damn long, I keep forgetting what the layout is back in San Fernando Valley. Good Lord. So let's show it to you guys. Okay. Granada Hills. You can type out John F. Kennedy High School, Granada Hills, California, in your search engines. You'll see the modern day version of it. On the Google Earth, it does have the ability to look at the past because of the black and white pictures that they already had loaded up into the Google. So, sending the Wayback Machine again. Now, you'll notice the construction of the area. what they have loaded up right now. Certain areas are bulldozed. That's because they used to have, and if you actually did have Google Earth, you would see the past of what it looked like a long time ago. And how much this place has changed and mutated. Now for me, I'm just going to get a PDF of the current JFK and neighborhood. I'm going to date it too. JFK and name. I'm doing this with one finger because the other one I still got the dog in my hands. Okay. So I've got that. Okay. Just gotta save it for about a few seconds. Now I'm already waiting for this stuff to come over here. Maybe I could just slid that one over. No, not much. Alright, just deal with what I got. That's all I can do. I deal with what I got. Yeah, I know. It's being prepared. It's being prepared. Being prepared. There was a lot of things being molded and grounded up into Gorin dust here. I'm just waiting for the computer to process it. What the current picture of 2026, or at least close to that point, what it looks like. Then I'm going to be going over to the 1985 and getting a comparison of that, what the area really looked like when I graduated out of the area. I went to John F. Kennedy from 1981 to 1985. Yeah, 4 years. I screwed up 1 year. I didn't like the German teacher I picked. Real asshole. Said I wasn't gonna take him. I didn't realize the shit I was gonna be putting myself through. They pulled me back a year, put the screws on me. Actually, Ma was putting the screws on me at this point. I was in a program called School Within a School, college prep. Ma hated it because I needed the structure and I needed discipline. She was very hip on that kind of situation. To her, SWAS was a privilege. I abused the privilege. My grades weren't high enough. Hell, some of them were downright sucky. Mathematics, I was not. Basic math was okay. But when it came down for algebra, forget it. Despite the fact I would have tutors, my brain wasn't hacking it. Conservative math, maybe. But when it came down for algebra and not doing as well in a few other classes, good Lord. My grades sucked, I sucked, everything sucked. It did. My life sucked at that time. And I had to redo the entire 11th grade. But during this time, between 79 and my graduation, my grandmother lived a few years. And during that time, she had developed a stroke. Ma was doing 24/7 on her. And it was a hard stretch. Sometimes we'd have friends coming over to help relieve Ma. Sometimes we had family. But for the most part, it was Ma and me dealing with the shit. Until David heard what the hell happened and he left the Navy. Unauthorized absence. Missing ships movement. This guy was he was trying to help his mama. You couldn't blame the guy for that, could you? I probably could, but I didn't. I probably couldn't. me see something about McKeever. Let me see something. Yeah, what the hell was that? That was that house. That was that house. Alrighty. I don't know what the damn backyard looked like. An overhead. So we will move. We will move. We will move. Alrighty. Save this again, PDF it. Save it into PDF. And say home on it as well. Alright. That'll take about another few more minutes to save that shit without me messing around with the damn program. What I'm doing right now is getting comparisons of the old and new during that time. Now, McKeever Street was within walking distance of the high school. If you happen to look under Google Maps, you'll be seeing nearly the same information I got, except maybe it's a lot different. Sometimes they don't update the map in about 1 or 2 or 3 years. I'm looking at a completely leveled area right below the school that's on the corner of Woodley and San Fernando Mission. They used to have stores, parking lots. They're making it, or actually their property already made it into a habitable apartment, I guess. Neighborhood markets gone. People have to travel further to get the groceries and fast food. Well, no, they kept a fast food place there, whoopee-doo. But they took out stores, liquor stores, entertainment, just to get more habitability. As I was trying to say in the earlier videos, they would take out other areas out of eminent domain and either put in a necessary school, or a private contractor would come in there and put apartment complexes in there. As if we've got enough people in the San Fernando Valley. But there's not enough places that you can find a rent cheap. I mean, I'm living out here because this is the cheapest rent I could find in the Antelope Valley, California. There's no other place that's going to be... I can't find any place cheap. Even a one bedroom, it cost about $1,200, $1,300, maybe $1,400. And that's probably wishful thinking. Sometimes they'll put about $2,000 for a room, depending on where you're going. At the time of this video, which is in 2026, rents are going up and up. Spaces are at a premium. People are getting kicked out left and right, becoming homeless left and right. It's a political nightmare. Somebody keeps saying that they're going to be doing affordable housing. It's even worse and worse for everybody. I'm waiting for the current map to change. And I'm just waiting for the print cycle to go through, because I'm trying to get the PDF up here and going through the time warp to 1985 to see what it looks like, and I'll continue to talk about that when I can. Let's put a pause. I'm still waiting for the computer and the internet to start cooperating with each other. Trying to get an image converted into PDF that I can actually work with and hold on for memories. And once it's already finished, I'm going to be doing the PDF on 1985 before the earthquake hit. I just want to get a layout. I want to get a comparisons going on. You want to describe it and talk about what happened during that time. So the family moved. Ma, Dave, me, actually, Ma and Grandma and me moved out. Moved over into McKeever. And from there, I finished out. Did move in '79 and graduated in '85, or yeah. But in '84, we moved to a different area. But I did finish out junior high on McKeever. So now I am going to switch over to Wayback Machine. And maybe let it sort itself out a bit. What images we do have for that territory? I want to make sure that I've got something I can work with here. Okay, we'll look at 594. I can tell you that we did have a shopping center during that time on the corner of Mission and Woodley. The school's functions and buildings had changed a great deal because of the '94 quake that hit in January. It screwed up every damn thing we actually had. Oh, come on. In those days, it was just chaos and confusion. The January quake destroyed a lot of buildings and made memories and made nightmares of everything. I'm just waiting for it to pull up the old pictures of beforehand. '94 we could, but in '85 it's having a bit of a difficulty. We did have a 3-story building at John F. Kennedy High School. It was the A building, administration, and had classes. And in that place, it was the high point of our school, place to hang out. It didn't have the sciences. It actually had, let's see what I got in there. I think. Yeah, they built the secondary into that one. We still had the C building, which had the social studies, had sciences in there. The B building was computer and other services we had in there. Well, mostly if we're going to be going to classes, there was the A and B building. If we're going into shops, we actually had the shops. But the thing that made it, the neighborhood is what we actually had. And we still had a supermarket. So before we had shopping centers, we even had a batting cage outside the school. That's why I'm trying to get certain areas pulled up here. So I have what home looked like. And let's get this PDF again. Let's put in here 1985. Oh, actually it was 1994. It'll take about another 5 minutes, maybe or less. Black and white stuff. Well, the black and white stuff seems to be a lot easier than the color pixels, I'll tell you that much. Oh, it's another one.